So if you're in an accounting firm, chances are you're constantly jumping between Outlook, your shared drives, and a bunch of different client portals just to manage documents. And if that's you, you're dealing with a massive hidden problem. In this explainer, we're going to break down exactly what that problem is and, more importantly, how you can actually fix it. And look, let's get one thing straight right from the get-go. This isn't just some minor annoyance we're talking about. The source material for this explainer puts it perfectly. This disorganization means your firm is quietly bleeding profit every single day. You know, if seeing a file name like this one makes you break out in a cold sweat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We have all been there, right? Hunting for the one true final version of a critical document, just burning through billable hours and stressing everyone out. So we've really got to change how we think about this. This isn't about having messy folders. No. This is a profitability and risk problem, plain and simple. Every attachment you can't find, every time someone works off the wrong version, that's a direct hit to your bottom line and a huge compliance risk. And hey, if you're sitting there thinking, man, is it just us? It's definitely not. A recent report found something pretty wild. For over 65% of firms, the single biggest headache wasn't complex tax codes or audits. It was just getting the right documents from their own clients. Sound familiar? Okay, so what is all this chaos really costing you? Let's dig in and break down the actual numbers. A lot of this cost comes from what our source material calls the 7 document nightmares. Let's run through them. And I want you to see how many of these hit a little too close to home. Okay, first up. A client swears they sent over their bank statements, but where are they? Nowhere to be found. Key approvals, important instructions, they're all getting buried in individual team members' inboxes. I mean, they're basically invisible to the rest of the team and might as well not exist if an auditor comes knocking. All right, nightmare number 2, that work paper version sprawl we were just talking about. Picture this. A senior partner signs off on version 3, but at the same time, the manager is reviewing version 5. Maybe you get the numbers right by pure luck. But that is a fee dispute, or worse, a malpractice claim just waiting to happen. And then you've got this huge, sneaky risk, orphaned e-signatures. You get that signed 8879 back, but it's just sitting in someone's downloads folder, totally disconnected from its audit trail. Just picture an auditor asking you to prove exactly who signed that form and when. It's a compliance nightmare waiting to unfold. And believe me, the list goes on. You've got fragile audit trails that drive up your insurance premiums. You've got that soul-crushing duplicate data entry that causes burnout and makes your best people want to quit. New hires get so frustrated they create their own shadow systems just to get their work done. And all the while, you're paying for multiple overlapping software subscriptions. It's truly death by 1,000 paper cuts. Okay, so we've talked about the nightmares, but what do they actually cost you? You know, in cold, hard cash? The source for this explainer tells this incredible story. In just 1 month, a single partner had to quietly write off almost 40 hours of billable work. Why? Not because of some big mistake, but because the team was just drowning in the tiny little frictions of hunting for documents. Seriously, just stop and think about that opportunity cost. What could your firm do with an extra week of a partner's time every single month? And here's the thing, you can actually run this math for your own firm. It's super simple. Just take the number of staff who touch client documents, multiply that by your average fully loaded hourly rate, and then multiply that by the number of minutes they waste every single day just searching for things. The final number is, well, it's often pretty shocking. So I'm serious, take a second and really think about it. When you add up all those little 5-minute searches, what is this chaos actually costing your firm every single month? All right, enough about the problem. Let's shift gears and talk about the solution. The ultimate fix, creating a single unified CRM hub that acts as the nerve center for your entire firm's documents. And the change here, it's just night and day. You go from a mess of disconnected tools to a single chronological timeline for every client. Instead of siloed histories in different apps, you get work papers that are directly linked to their approvals. You move from messy, broken audit trails to a clean, totally searchable history for every single engagement. Now, this does require a bit of a mental shift. You have to stop thinking of your CRM as just a fancy address book. It needs to become the absolute center of the client's universe, the single source of truth. Every other tool you use, from your document management system to your e-sign software, has to orbit around it. And here's the best part. You don't have to boil the ocean here. This isn't some massive 5-year digital transformation project. Let's look at a super practical plan you can start putting into action in the next 30 days. Here's how you start small to win big. First, just take stock. Map out the tools you're already using to see where the chaos is actually coming from. Second, pilot one simple, non-negotiable rule. Something like, from now on, all 8879s must be sent from the central hub. This builds a new muscle around a critical workflow. And third, just for one client group, turn on the feature that automatically saves their emails to their CRM record. It's a really low-risk way to prove that this concept works. And look, these small first steps, they're all part of a bigger, smarter plan. Your first month is all about taking inventory and just slowing the bleeding. The next month is about making these new habits the norm and starting to retire those old shadow systems. And by day 90, you're not just surviving, you're optimizing for real risk reduction and efficiency. Okay, so if you walk away with anything today, I want it to be these 3 key ideas. Number 1, document chaos isn't a clutter problem, it's a profitability and risk problem. Number 2, the solution is a unified CRM hub that tells one coherent story for each client. And number 3, you can actually start today with a small, manageable 30-day plan. And that really leaves you with one big, important question to ask yourself. Right now, today, is your CRM just a glorified contact list, or is it truly the nerve center of your entire firm?